What's going on? This is Multi Styles, and what we got here is Fight Night's Finest. Let's get ready to rumble! Fight Night's Finest. Let's step in the ring where the lights are blinded. I'm about to just knock you out. Now your mouthpiece, you cannot find it. You cannot face the weather. Warming up like May's weather. Super fast like Mayweather. You cannot put your face together. Cause my hands is lightning speed. I don't really think people wanna fight with me. You'll likely flee like Frazier from Foreman. Guaranteed tonight you'll bleed. Looking like I swiped your feet from under you. I'm like Tyson Beast. I punish you. I don't think that there's nothing your freaks are gonna do but sleep.
What is good, boxing fans and gamers? It's your boy, FightNightsFinest, the selfie commentator. Usually I'll say back on another online ranked match, but that will just be a damn lie. Today we got something a little special, something a little bit different. If you guys remember a long time ago, maybe last year on my channel, I did something a little bit unique. I made a video called Did I Lose the Fight? It was a fight using Muhammad Ali against Rocky Marciano. And it was a match that I felt I outboxed my opponent, but then at the end of the day, they ended up giving the fight to him on the scorecards. But before we hop into exactly what this is, and guess what, this is another video like that where you guys have the power. I want to hear you guys' opinion on this, because this guy has a whole nother opinion on what happened in these matches. But before that happens, I gotta give a huge shout out to my boy Multi Styles for making me an intro song for the channel. At first I wasn't gonna ask him, but you know, he's a really cool guy. He's a really cool YouTuber and a great commentator, a great upcoming commentator. And he just started his channel in terms of making YouTube videos only a couple of months ago, and he's growing very nicely and he's doing a wonderful job on YouTube. And he's one of my favorite commentators as of right now, just with the topics that he brings, the effort that he puts into his videos, and from his raps to his instrumentals. The guy's just an amazing commentator and an amazing rap artist. So please do me a favor, his link is in the description. If you guys can just go over there and tell him that you heard the intro song and that you like it, or you know, if you have Twitter, message him on Twitter. I'll leave both his Twitter and also his YouTube in the description. Go over there and subscribe to that man if you haven't already. He does not make fight night videos. I'm letting you guys know that ahead of time. But also I gotta give one more shout out before we hop into this video, and that's to my boy Red Eye Jedi. His link is always in the description, and he remade the intro so that it can fit the intro song. So not only that, he's been posting some great UFC content as of late, and he also live streams too. So Red Eye Jedi is trying to make moves. He's trying to make scenes onto the YouTube scene. That didn't really make much sense, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Go over there and subscribe to that man if you haven't already, and also tell him how much I appreciate him remaking the intro for me. But now let's get into this video. Let's talk about what it is that I want to know from you guys. So this guy is one of these people who believe that he exposed me. For some reason, everybody acts like I'm Mayweather and I got the May Vinci code. I honestly do not understand why it's a big deal for you to beat somebody who took the time to post videos to try to help other people understand fights, entertain people, and possibly teach people a thing or two. There seems to be this exposure on their end when I've never said I was unbeatable. If you take a look at my record, I got what, like 80 losses in head-to-head and 300 wins. I'm very beatable. It's just guys like this, I don't think they truly understand what's going on when they play this game. The point of the game isn't to expose people. The point of the game is to have fun. They be acting like this is an episode of Cops where you got the police guy sitting in the chair and he's looking across the road. He saw that dude run the stoplight. So what he's gonna do now is pull up to him, and you know, somebody's gonna try to run away. And what are they gonna do? The cops gonna have to possibly wrestle them down in a parking lot. The cops might have to go up to them and try to find some way to stop them, expose them, and show them this is what it is that people do on a regular basis. I am not an episode of Cop. I never claimed to be unbeatable, and I truly don't understand why people want the I beat Fight Night's Finest trophy. It's not a trophy. You want to be the first one to do it. So please don't end up like this guy thinking that I'm not beatable or that you can find some perfect strategy in order to beat me. All you gotta do is play the game right and, you know, see what happens. Try to enjoy yourself. Try to have a lot of fun with the game. And if, you know, you want to spam uppercuts, right uppercuts downstairs of the body and, you know, the straight right hand, that's your prerogative. At the end of the day, you can do what you like. But let's talk about this match. And I don't understand how they can say that they exposed you because they... Well, I'm not going to ruin it. Well, I might as well tell you guys. Both of these matches end by flash knockout. In my opinion, flash knockouts don't count for anything. Because flash knockouts are, one, they're very random, they're rare, and when they happen, it's not like you truly finished the fight. Sometimes we've seen flash knockouts happen and they occur from just you having full stamina bar and you get tapped with a straight right hand or you get tapped with a left hook or any punch that you have that's a 20. Besides the jab, of course, and you just end up automatically losing the fight. In this case, towards the end of the round, I do credit him for the fact that he caught me with a good shot when I had no stamina. But the same way he walked in with his hands down with the straight right hand, it's like, it just happens. It's not like you truly knocked me out. It's not like it's just one of those random things that occur in the game. There's no true way to figure out how to get a flash knockout. Because if that was the case, people would be getting flash knockouts almost every single match. So you can't really get excited based on something that randomly generates in the game at random specific times. It's not right. It's just like, for example, your PlayStation does the auto shutdown and then you won the match. Should that mean that you should go and start hollering and screaming and talking about how excited you were to beat somebody when you lost almost every round during the fight? Doesn't really make any sense. So let's talk about the first round that happened. Beautiful boxing in my opinion. Establish the jab, work the jab, get them on the ropes, throw combinations. I think I did a wonderful job in that round. And same thing in round number 2. Get some combinations out, get that jab working. That's one of the most important things that you can do with Lennox Lewis is get that footwork moving, get that stiff left jab coming out, and try to land that straight right hand and the right hook. Now, I don't think I used the right hook enough in this fight. For Lennox Lewis, a man with a dangerous right hook. That right hand can knock out anybody at any given time. I do believe that he fought Michael Spinks and knocked him out with a right hook as well. Don't quote me on that. I don't have my complete Lennox Lewis history together, but I'm pretty sure somebody will let me know in the comment section, the same way you guys let me know that no, Roy Jones Jr. did not really compete as a heavyweight, but he did beat John Ruiz for the WBA heavyweight title. This is a fight I actually saw, and there's the first flash knockout. You see it there. I ended up winning the first match by flash knockout. So, you know, when you expose somebody, you really have to think about this. The word exposure means that you exploited a weakness. It means that you showed everybody this is the weakness. You schooled them completely. They had no chance of winning. You did everything right to counter them on any given point. That's what exposure is. When you give somebody exposure, you enlighten them on something they didn't see before. For some reason, people think exposing you means that, oh, I won by flash KO, so I expose you. I won the match, so I expose you. That doesn't mean anything. Let's talk about exposure. Who's people who went out there and exploited weaknesses in other fighters? We can talk about maybe your opponent has a cut on the right side of their face, right over the eye, and then you make that cut larger. That cut opens up. That cut becomes to the point where it's uncontrollable, and the doctor has to stop the fight. Why? Because that cut is so bad. You expose that weakness on their side of the defense, and the fact that they could not defend from the punches that you were throwing to above the right side of their face over the eye. So you exposed that cut. You made it something bigger than what it was supposed to be, and therefore you win the fight. For example, we could talk about fighters who are supposed to be known as, you know, upcoming superstars, prospects, and then they end up going into the fight and they end up getting destroyed, or, you know, they don't win by with the talent that we thought they were supposed to win by. A good example of this would be Mark Figueroa. Like Figueroa, Omar Figueroa. Like he's not what everybody thought he was. He's really not that kind of fighter. If you take a look at his last fight, it's like there was so many things that he was exposed with right there. A lot of people will say that Marcos Maidana exposed Floyd Mayweather just due to the fact that he was able to pressure him early on and make the fight close. I don't see it as exposure, but a good example of exposure in this case would be Mayweather-Canelo, where Mayweather, he schooled Canelo. He won every single round of that fight. I struggle to eat. I can't even still, every time I watch that fight, I cannot find a round to give Canelo in that fight. That's what exposing somebody is. When Larry Holmes fought Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali was up there bluffing the entire match during all the press conferences, talking about how he can beat Holmes and he can do this to Holmes and he can do this to Holmes, and then Holmes came out and he absolutely destroyed Ali and showed him that he was old and that he was bluffing, and Ali just didn't have it anymore. That was exposure. He let everybody know that, yeah, Muhammad Ali can't beat me. Muhammad Ali is too old right now. Muhammad Ali needs to retire. That's what exposure is. That's exposure. What Lennox Lewis did to Mike Tyson, showing that Mike Tyson could not get on the inside. He could be frustrated. He could be clinched, and he could be held up in the clinch and not fight out of the clinch. That's exposure. That's what that kind of fight is. Now, a lot of people will say with that fight, oh, Mike Tyson ended up exposing. Mike Tyson would have beat him if he was later on in his prime, or if it was earlier on in his prime and they had earlier matches. Then possibly we don't know the outcome of that fight. But for the fight that happened, Lennox Lewis exposed Mike Tyson. That's just how it was. So when you think about exposing somebody, that's exposure. I'm tired of hearing this, I expose fight, or I can expose you. Like, this is not the first time I received a message like this, but I was just looking to get in a quick fight, something to record, and I thought, you know, why not fight a sub? I thought when he said he exposed me, he meant he could outbox me, but he couldn't outbox anybody. The only thing he really had in his arsenal was the power right uppercut to the body and then that lean straight. That's the only thing that he really did that was well. Now, in terms of how he fought in this second round right here, I do believe this was the best round he's given me in both encounters. He was able to use the outside pretty effective earlier in the first 2 minutes of that round, and then the third minute we kind of made a comeback. But I don't think it was enough to give me the round. But if anything, you got to look at the steps that we take into the fight and the different styles that we was able to display in this fight. In the first fight, like I said, we showed a boxing style, a boxer puncher style, being able to jab and being able to land and throw combinations, and showed some solid defense. And then you're going to see in this fight how we're bringing the pressure. You're seeing the counter punches coming out. You see the inside fighting coming out. Right now, this is when we was trying to establish our will onto the inside. When we was coming forward, we was making the fight, we was throwing those combinations, starting from the body and then going straight to the head afterwards. And as the fight continues, you're going to see me relax a little bit. You're going to see me start to take a couple of steps back and say, you know, I can win this based off my defense. I can counterpunch with this guy. There's a counter straight right hand downstairs to the body right there. This was really the beginning of it. So where it's like, you know, I could play this fight defensively and I can win it. So we try to come right there with the power right uppercut, but we're unable to connect. So while he has us in the corner, he's trying to throw some power shots upstairs to the head. We go ahead and give him a couple combinations downstairs to the body, a couple of power straights in order to keep him at bay. And remember, put this guy back in his place. Let him know. And you just can't walk into my kitchen like that. And there's yet another counter punch. This time it was the back step straight, a well-timed back step straight. And let's talk about timing counters. Let's talk about how you're supposed to time a counter. You're supposed to observe your opponent. You're supposed to take those notes that we talked about in the Sugar Ray Robinson fight. Yes, I think it was the Roy Jones Jr. that we faced. But you're supposed to take those notes. You're supposed to watch your opponent. You're supposed to notice the patterns that he's doing. Not constantly step to your right or step to your left or constantly back step and hope for the best and hope, yes, I can get it straight if I keep step spamming. That's not true counterpunching. When you sit back and you look at something and you're able to know in your head, this is coming. This is coming right now. It's going to be that straight right hand. I can step to my left, and I could go ahead and I can dodge that punch and come back with either a straight right hand of my own to the head, or maybe even possibly to the body, or I could step to the side and get a counter like we did right there. We timed it, we waited for it, and then we tried to sidestep it and then land a straight downstairs to the body. So once again, we're imposing our will on the inside. We're landing combinations. We're pressing the fight. We're making the fight. We start off with the jab, and afterwards, once we're in range, once we're in that good solid range, we are able to land the hooks and the uppercuts. Also, notice the counter punch that we landed moments ago. That counter punch is another example of me timing something. Right there, we took a step back. We let him throw. We know he was coming with that hook, so we punished him with a devastating straight downstairs to the body. That's visualizing. That's thinking ahead. That's saying, I know what you're going to do, and I'm going to try to get something off in order to stop that. I'm trying to counter it. So right there, we're able to land one of our favorite combinations, the side step right uppercut, followed by the jab downstairs to the body in the straight. You can also take that jab downstairs and then put the straight up to the head as well. Or, you know, you got a lot of possibilities with that combination. Now, this is one of those times where you could just see, it's like, look, I'm playing at this point in the fight. I'm not trying to say that this guy was a bad fighter, but, you know, there's a lot of things that he didn't do in terms of having an sim aspect. He put a lot of stuff that you get from exploiting the game. Everybody knows it's extremely difficult to block uppercuts to the body when you have the textbook block, and it's also very difficult to get away from that lean power straight, which is something that you see a lot of cheesers and spammers do in OWC. So this is just him trying to, in my opinion, as we time yet another counter left hook to the head, this is him, in my opinion, trying to do everything that he knows he can to win. The only thing he didn't do was get a Philly shell fighter and run the entire fight. That's the only thing he didn't do. And mind you, the first fight that we went to go do, the first character he tried to pick was Mike Tyson. So that just showed me how, yeah, that's one of those Tyson tactics where you spam power right uppercuts downstairs to the body. This is when we had the Lennox Lewis versus the Vitaly Klitschko fight. So I had to tell you not to pick Mike Tyson. That should be an automatic given. When if you're winning with like a Tyson or you're winning with Ray Robinson, it's nothing honestly to be proud of. I mean, unless if you just truly outbox your opponent, it's one of those matches where you can say, okay, we had a fair pick, or even if it's like Robinson, Roy Jones, Robinson, Bishop, Robinson, Leonard. Those are the only people that I actually give a chance against Ray Robinson if you're up against a decent opponent who knows how to play the game. So even here, look how we're taking our time. Look at the footwork. We know he's coming in with the 1-2. We step out of range, just step out of range with our hands down, and we continue to press the fight. We continue to look for combinations to go downstairs to the body in order to counteract what it is that he's doing. And continue on with my point though. Most of the time this is not a lot of stuff to be proud of. When you're able to sit back and time somebody with your hands down, and you know they don't understand at this point they should be using the jab in order to throw you off balance, this is not exposure of any kind, in my opinion. But remember, in the comment section below, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think he exposed me. Let me know if, based on the definitions that I gave you, unless you guys have a little bit of a different definition of exposure, let me know in the comment section if you think this guy exposed me as a fighter. Like I said, you know, you gotta be winning rounds to even say that you exposed somebody. So I didn't put his end messages in here of how cocky he got once he won the second match by flash KO. But you know, if anything, you see how somebody takes their time and they're able to swap strategies and they still are effective. I don't see how in any shape or form this guy can be exposing anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this commentary play out for the rest. I'm actually going to play Multi-Styles theme song for me yet again. And remember to follow me on Twitter. Remember also to check out those guys in the description. Anyway, it's been your boy, FightNightsFinest, the Sophie commentator, and I'm off this. Peace!
What's going on? This is Multi-Styles, and what we got here is Fight Night's Finest. Let's get ready to rumble! Fight Night's Finest. Let's step in the ring where the lights are blinded. I'm about to just knock you out. Now your mouthpiece, you cannot find it. You cannot face the weather. Warming up like May's weather. Super fast like Mayweather. You cannot put your face together. Cause my hands is lightning speed. I don't really think people wanna fight with me. You'll likely flee like Frazier from Foreman. Guaranteed tonight you'll bleed. Looking like I swiped your feet from under you. I'm like Tyson Beast. I punish you. I don't think that there's nothing your freaks are gonna do but sleep.
I told you, brother, I'm the chronicle of our struggles, the voice of the families, like Moses, only keeping it real.